All right, so the time has come to add proper DOS file system support to the operating system. Now, I am not sure if this is going to be successful, but we're going to give it a try. Here's the prompt that I am using. I said, I want to ultra code proper FAT12 and FAT16 support for disks. I also want to convert the file system we use for the applications packages to FAT12 or FAT16 so that they can be written to and read from by IBM DOS compatible machines, Mac machines, Linux machines, and Windows machines. As a test, I want you to add the ability to save files by the using the let me not modify the applications yet. Let me keep the scope to just FAT file systems, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to kick this off with Fable 5 and see how far it gets. All right, here we go. All right, so it's the next day, and I believe after an hour and a half yesterday, it finished writing out FAT12 and FAT16 support. So let's see. The apps disk is now a standard FAT12 volume that DOS, Windows, Mac OS, and Linux all mount and write. And the kernel has a proper FAT12, FAT16 driver, proven end-to-end in QEMU, and a live Mac OS round trip. Cool. Everything is in the working tree, uncommitted with make fully green. All right. What changed? On this format, apps.image, apps360.image are canonical DOS FAT12 floppies, MS-DOS 5.0 OEM, dual FATs, volume label. Okay. Signed boot stub. Images are byte deterministic across rebuilds. The boot floppy stays raw. The kernel stays read-only. Other machines do the writing. Okay, so we'll need to add writing to this thing. The disk is treated as fully hostile. I don't know what that means. 17 rule BPB validation table gates every mount. All right, let's see the FAT. Each rule tied to the fault it prevents. Divide with scheduler locked. Buffer overrun. Reachable LDA. The FAT is snapshotted into a new FAT segment. Okay. All right, so it looks like everything works except writing and legally fragmented test images. I don't know what that is. All right, so let me go ahead and listing icons, 2.88 megabytes FAT16 disks. Wow. I don't think we're gonna have too many of those, but it's good to know that that exists. One deliberate U extension with the disk window shows 8.3 names, mine's .0.88. Oh, that's cool that it chose that extension instead of the 15 character header names. Running instance still show the header name. I haven't committed anything. Okay, so let's run this. All right, this is our old emulator. And if I open a new tab here, make XT. All right, so here's the machine booting. All right, let me fast forward here. All right, so here's the splash screen. Okay, and it's getting bigger and bigger, so it's getting slower and slower. All right, so here we are. We're logged in. And if I go to disk B, that should be a FAT12 disk. Cool. So now we have these extensions and we have icons. Perfect. So I guess that 0.88 is our package name or extension, which I kind of like. And then we go mines and it runs. Cool. So now the thing that I want to do here is I want to launch this. I want to release this change, and then I'm going to add the ability to use the notepad to save um, save. And one thing that I want to do is I want to make the top menu here change per application. So I need to change the SDK so that now we have a hook into changing this so that every application can have its own file menu, etc. Because that's going to be important for the applications going forward. All right, so let me go ahead and do that, and we'll go from there. All right, so I just went ahead and pushed and merged that PR, and I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. So that was a lot easier than I expected. As luckily, it's FAT is well understood, and building out the support for it was just asking for it. Nothing complicated. So now the XT operating system supports FAT12 and FAT16. Maybe I'll even extend it to FAT32 if that makes sense. All right. Well, for now, I'm going to stop the video here. And if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you have any suggestions of other features to include. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.